Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to the RoboBoots podcast on Twitch, the Alex and Jason podcast, the SuperRoboPlay podcast. How are you doing?
This has been a long time coming. Oh my goodness.
What time did I get here?
I don't even mean today. I mean
sure. But I meant I got here at 2 o'clock and we spent 5 hours setting everything up.
Because it was such a process to get all this stuff going. We've got a video, and if you're watching this on the SuperRoboPlay YouTube channel, then obviously hello.
Hello.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, one, I apologize for the quality. We're still sorting things out with the microphones.
Yes.
Two, go to SuperRoboPlay on YouTube. We've got a whole video podcast this time.
Brand new video. You can watch it. So we're doing it on all types of levels.
Yes.
Audio, video, and it's goddamn live. You could be watching this live right now on Twitch, Twitch TV/Alex and Jason.
That is true.
Which is a new endeavor. But we haven't done a podcast in close to a month, I believe.
Which is crazy. It doesn't feel like it, but this past month has been kind of insane. Absolute insanity. So it feels good to be back. It feels good to be doing this again.
I'm getting fucking hammered. Not in a drunk way and not in a good way. I'm getting fucking hammered out here.
It's been crazy. Yeah, all the stuff that's happened in the past PS4 launched.
You got one right here.
I got one right here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Jason's lying to you. He lied.
I am. It's weird having to be cognizant of the fact that there's a camera there.
A watchful eye, which is the case always in public. You're never alone. Because God is always watching.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior.
Our Lord.
Jesus Christ. The Holy Trinity.
And Pizza Hut at the trees.
Yes, indeed. Panago Pizza, actually. I got a free pizza.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even know where to begin. What do we start with? I guess we just start with the fact that...
we've been Twitch streaming.
We've been Twitch streaming, and that's something that we started...
Because fuck YouTube. You've seen it with your own two eyes. Google Plus, they fucked YouTube. They took it, they smashed it into the bloody ground, sprayed blood all over the truck. Gendo Ikari was watching.
He was...
All of Tokyo 3 was scared.
Yeah, they didn't... They're like, you know what? YouTube... It's not that great. What could we do?
Well, Bob will save us.
Bob will save us. Yeah.
Fong.
Oh boy, the Matrix, guys. Yeah. The YouTube stuff is... I've never seen such backlash for something. Such thorough backlash from everyone. It's like Google was like, we'll provide something.
The last time I remember a backlash of this nature was when they just switched everyone over to one channel.
Yeah.
So they're trying to one up themselves.
They really are.
Hey, and what's next? We got the inside scoop. What's next? Pay channels that you have to pay money to see the videos from.
And I was talking... Okay, so I went on a hike today with my father, and I was trying to explain to him...
Papa Church.
I was trying to explain to him this whole pay channel thing, and even to him, someone that so thoroughly enjoys the TV system, the idea of having a PVR and to watch TV, I was telling him how they're going to have new YouTube channels where you have to subscribe to get the content. There's no... you either are free content or you're a subscription content.
There's no in between.
No in between. And he was just like, well, how do I know I want to subscribe if I can't even see their videos? It's like... That's the fucking point. Sorry, I woke up Sasha.
There's a new cat. No, because there's actually, I don't know if it's the case both ways, but you can do a 14-day trial as a channel. As a channel, you can choose to be maybe I'll try this thing out. And then once you go all in, I don't know that there is a going back. So, slippery slopes on the YouTube front. So that's why we've fucking abandoned it.
No,
because we're getting fucking hammered.
Not in a good way.
Not in a drunk way. We're getting fucking hammered.
Yeah, it's really bad, and it's weird. I haven't really talked about it much because I start a new job on Monday.
Yeah.
It's very YouTube related.
Yeah, European Gigolo. Deuce Bigelow himself.
I am.
Following in the great Rob Schneider's footsteps.
Yeah, boy, do I love Rob Schneider. Yeah. Rob Schneider. No, so it's just...
Oscar winner.
It's really weird that it's I'm starting this job that's going to be very YouTube-centric, and... they're just changing things so much, especially for what I'm going to be doing, and how the whole inbox messaging system works now. It's Ooh, that's it's not good. Not good, not convenient. I don't know who they're trying to appease right now.
What's your official job title?
It is game team lead. I'm going to be working with broadband TV and in particular the VISO network. So look for that. Hopefully that's going to...
That means youtube.com/VISO games.
Yeah.
youtube.com/TGN. All of these things Jason is now CEO of.
I am CEO and president and major.
So whoever hired Jason, I hope you're watching this. He plans on taking over.
Oh boy, I'm coming after you. No, it's going to be really
I'm
exciting.
going to get Jason in trouble.
Don't get me in trouble, please. No, I'm really, really stoked for it. I think it's going to be a really interesting
Jason's been very self-destructive as of late, and I've been in his bathroom. He's been making some homemade explosives.
What? That's not true. That is 100% false.
And there are some very terroristic
No, that is not
lingo
true.
scribbled on his walls in lipstick. Lipstick of the hookers he has killed.
Completely 100% false. This can't go live anywhere now because Alex Hanley is lying.
Just kidding, that's me, folks.
He'll actually go in there and
unhireable.
He'll switch things in my bathroom around to fuck with me, and I won't realize until later. I go to use the soap and I realize, well, that's not soap in my shower. That's a clock.
that's a cactus.
Bathroom jokes, bathroom humor.
We invite all you over. If you're in the Coquitlam area, Jason personally invites you into his house with his brand new cat.
Yeah, brand new cat that I got.
Talk about your new cat.
Got the cat.
Sasha Pasha.
I would move the camera, but it's so far away, and it's in such a place that I don't want to touch. But there's a cat right over by Alex that I took in because it's this 8-year-old cat, and a family was moving. Well, they had already moved. That's the thing. They had already moved.
Name names. Let's call the cops on them.
I don't know their names.
He acquired a cat from
Lucy.
them. Lucy?
I think that's the mom's name.
That's all of their collective names. Lucy.
Lucy.
It's like that sheep that was cloned.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that? Have we advanced in the whole cloning thing?
It's legal.
It's legal?
It's illegal.
It's illegal? That's what happened with it? Why?
Humans.
Why?
What if they start trying it on humans?
Why not? That's so cool.
Scientists in Japan have simulated an embryo state. They've created a womb filled with synthetic fluids.
With LCL.
They've created something that can house life. They use intravenous tubes that simulate the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And now they can grow life without the need of a mother.
But they need the father. They need the seed of life.
No, all they need is fucking DNA.
Oh, they don't need us. That's cool.
They were doing that with sheep. This was recently. But where does it end? What is the goal for that?
Well, I guess what would the goal... I mean, the goal, I guess, would be organ harvesting?
No. No, Jason. Organ harvesting.
Why not?
The goal would be to create clones of animals so you could grow them and genetically modify them in ways that are beneficial for us to consume.
Yeah.
That way, you could clone the same animal over and over and over again.
And it's not like...
You're not killing an animal because it's just one clone.
And the thing is, you're not really having to deal with, inbreeding or anything.
We're living in an era of science fiction.
Oh, it's cool.
We can take out pieces of glass and metal from our pockets and view people having anal sex in bathroom stalls and pleasure ourselves. In airplanes,
Anywhere.
even. In airplanes, underwater, in space.
Anywhere.
It's a dangerous time we're living in.
It's the future. I'm all for the whole cloning thing. I think that's cool. Because why not? What would the problems be from that? That we overpopulate? I think there's too much energy that's needed to do cloning and all that.
We'd be getting fucking hammered.
Is Sasha coming to greet us with his...
He's getting fucking hammered.
Yeah. Is he going to come over? No, he's leaving. I don't see anything wrong with the whole cloning thing, though. I think
the next generation of games is here.
It is.
PlayStation 4.
Which is really just a cloned PS3.
Shuhei Yoshida.
Shuhei Yoshida. I think that's the first time you've ever pronounced his name correctly.
Shusho Monodo. What's the whole thing? It's the No, but the way Shu hated it, his hand was so fucking high.
It's
It's like, yeah, he's like way up here with it. The first guy to get a PS4, I originally saw that GIF, and I'm like, what planet is this guy from? And then I fucking see, he's doing the Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
How the fuck? That guy looks like the biggest square on the planet.
So what everyone, we're gonna do this fancy
Jason will
transition.
try to put some things in here. So if you're watching the video, be sure to do that.
Click on this.
So tune in, and also if you're listening to this, oh my, is this? Oh, okay, I thought this might have been an Infinite one.
No, it's him on Vita.
Yeah.
This has been like the GIF of Antonio Banderas. Just I can't even explain it. It's from the movie Assassins.
Yeah.
I think, where he does this thing of just like sitting back and like he's just so pleased with himself, and for some reason on NeoGAF it exploded.
Yeah. I'm saying it would cost $1 million or $2 million, but you could get Antonio Banderas to be in your ad, Sony. Why the fuck not?
It would be the nerds would lose their mind.
Yeah.
That is something that people would be like, Mom?
Well, no, the thing is,
Mom.
like, nerds would lose their mind, but people like Antonio Banderas.
Exactly.
That's Puss in Boots. But I'm saying it would cost a cool $1 million or $2 million.
Oh.
He ain't coming out for $50,000. He ain't coming out for $100,000.
Unless he...
Cool $1 million or $2 million.
If not more. If he was conscious of the fact that this was a thing, I don't think he's aware that he is becoming...
Well, no, I don't think he's going to be, like, offered $1 million and said, no, it's not enough. Like,
yeah.
I think he'll come out for $1 million. He does a lot of, we'd never hear about it. He does a lot of, like, Mexican films that we never see.
Yeah.
He's a big star in Mexico, but he's also Puss in Boots.
Yeah, he is Puss in Boots.
He's rolling in that Antonio Banderas money.
Yeah. Such a great actor, though, you know? And, like, he knows what he's good at.
One of the all-time eternal most handsome folks.
Absolutely.
Quite a dapper young man. Recently seen in a film, Ruby Sparks, which was one of my favorite movies of this year.
It's true. He
a
is in that.
surprising role. I
Yeah.
did not expect to see Puss in Boots in this movie.
In this movie?
I gotta fix something.
Okay, you go fix something. No, but so the whole thing with the PS4 launching, they did this like little viral video where him and what's the white guy? What's that guy's name?
Who?
The other guy from the video that Shu and this other guy were like racing, or they were playing Killzone.
Andrew House or whatever it is?
No,
Andy House?
Andrew House is the guy with the I'm a little British guy and I've got a goatee. There's some other guy who's like, indie games are great, and him and Shu play Killzone.
Steve.
Sure, Steve.
No, Steve from the fucking grave.
Yeah.
This thing is a rock cavern in your fucking MacBooks. This is magnets.
The charging.
Guess what? Rocks are magnets too. Fuck you, Steve.
I guess rock is mass.
It won't
so.
stick in there properly because there's a fucking rock.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
getting fucking hammered.
Oh my goodness. No, so this whole thing where Shu, I think what the issue was, Shu did it wrong. He did the whole like, I'm going to touch my forehead, which is not, he's like doing this like, and Shu does this like thing. And the guy who bought the first PS4, I guess, was just like in such a high state that he was like, I'm gonna do what Shu did, and he does the thing where he's like way up here, and everyone on NeoGAF was like, no, you fucking idiot, you screwed it up. But he apparently went on NeoGAF and was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I was confused. I didn't know what to do.
Sexually.
Yeah, that was cool though. That they had the whole E3 thing, like not E3 thing, but like a little event.
Well, yeah, I thought it was cool, but a little overhyped based on like there was
What was shown?
No, there was so much hype around it, thinking like there would be more than what there actually was.
Like we got a secret game launching.
Well,
guys.
there was definitely some cool stuff, mostly from Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Getting a new Uncharted announced, and the Last of Us Left Behind DLC announcement, which is everybody wanted ish, but I knew in my heart of hearts it would not be the case.
What they're doing is going to be cool as well, but I feel like this is the whole concept of the DLC is that it's pre-Last of Us. It's before the events of Last of Us take place.
Before Joel meets Ellie.
Yeah, it's Ellie with her friend Riley. And if you haven't played The Last of Us, go play it. Well, I don't think we'll spoil anything, but it's a character Ellie talks about in The Last of Us. So now we're getting to see that side of the story.
Well, and the interesting thing is they've already done a graphic novel.
Exactly, that was, yeah.
Yeah, American Dreams on this.
So it's just like, I don't know what story there is left to tell there.
No, I'm stoked for it. I think it's a better... You can tell more with that than you can with the fucking ish thing that everyone was pulling for.
Yeah, and it's it's something where it's like we get to play as Ellie and we know that Ellie can take care of herself. I think I'm hoping that the mechanics are going to be tailored for whatever that experience is. I don't want it to just be to play exactly like how you play Joel.
I don't think it will. I think you were going to be playing as Riley, not Ellie.
Oh.
I think that's the case.
Oh, I thought I heard that you'd be playing as Ellie.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe you are playing as Ellie.
Yeah, hard to say. But for me, my only gripe is that I already know how that story... It's the same problem with the Ish thing, where it's I know how that story ends, ultimately, and I won't say anything, but it's I don't really...
But we don't necessarily know where the DLC ends.
No, of course.
Or what the DLC story is going to be telling.
For all we know, it could be a little bit of a prequel thing, and then, flash forward, now we're back
100
in
years in the future.
100 years.
Robo Ellie. Robo Ellie versus Robo Knack.
Who's just garbage, from what I hear.
I'm getting fucking hammered.
Yeah, I kind of wish that the Uncharted thing showed a little bit more, but what they showed there is...
perfect degree of hype and I think, speculation.
Yeah, that's
I predict that will be out holiday 2014.
It has to be.
It's been in development for 2 years at this point. It'll be 3 years at that point. Naughty Dog, they know how to crank them out.
Yeah, I am so excited for that game. It's I will have a PS4 by that point, definitely.
I let you have one right there. What's that?
Oh, that's two PS2s taped together and another PS1 on top.
That's an Xbox 360. My mistake.
Oh, whoopsies. Microsoft is doing a whole event next week too, I believe.
Fuck them.
Which is tell
them they can suck my dick.
All right, I'll get right on that. Do you want me to write a
tweet that
postcard?
Tweet that at Larry Herb.
Larry
Major Nelson.
Herb. Okay, I will tweet that at him.
Larry Herb tweeted at Shuhei Yoshida and was congratulations on the launch. And Shuhei Yoshida's
thank you.
Thank you, bitch.
Domo arigato. It was...
Sorry, Shuhei took a photo with a guy dressed up as Octodad, this big thing. Do you see what he said?
No.
The caption for it was, I met my hero today. Because that was Shuhei about Octodad.
I think it's been a brilliant move on Sony's part that they have embraced Shu as, the face of...
social media.
Of PlayStation. In the same way that Kevin Butler sort of was, where it's hey, this is a guy we can all rally behind. But he's
I think it's just it's good, and if you don't know who Shuhei Yoshida is, he's the fucking man. He's Twitter /
YOSP.
Yeah, YOSP.
It's so cool because he's been doing
well, he's super honest too. You ask him a question and he'll answer it straight up. There's no bullshit about it.
None whatsoever. It's if he can't talk about something, he can't talk about it. He's sorry, I can't talk about it. But he's been doing IGN's podcast Beyond. He'll go on every year, and he's been doing that for good 2 or 3 years, I believe now. And he's always been a super entertaining guy, always trying to be accommodating. It's now he's finally sort of getting into the limelight, and it's so awesome to see that because I think he is sort of something that Sony's never really had. There's never really been someone that's the face of PlayStation, in the way that Reggie Fils-Aimé or Miyamoto is for Nintendo. And I don't know about Xbox. Do they...
Larry Herb, Major Nelson,
yeah. Is that the guy with the I'm too cool for school look?
No, I don't think so. Just looks like a regular fucking dude.
You know who I'm talking about? The guy who'd come out at E3 and be we got these avatar things. You can look at your shoe. Remember that guy?
Major Nelson doesn't do things like that. He's the community manager for Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who'd that be then.
You don't know Major Nelson?
I know the name, but I can't put a...
He looks like a regular dude. That's the best way to describe him.
He looks like a regular dude.
He looks like a normal human. Larry Herb.
Yeah, I'm looking at him, but I don't recognize him. I don't know.
What a stupid ass fucking name. His last name is spelled Hryb.
Yeah, kind of ridiculous.
Oh, I remember when he was doing the press conference stuff. This is during E3.
Mm-hmm.
There's a photo here of Larry Herb, Major Nelson, with Chloe Dykstra, who has killer titties.
Wow.
Yo, Google Chloe Dykstra. You'll see some tits.
Oh, goodness.
I shouldn't say that. There are people who follow me now who are actually friends with Chloe Dykstra.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with that.
In real life.
Yeah, you can't.
But I'm not saying anything negative. I'm saying her tits.
Just positive. But
sweet.
Some people would call you a misogynist by saying those sort of things.
Of her unique form.
Right.
Being such a petite broad, but having such sweet cans.
Wow. See, I like that I can do that. for the video,
Some
the audio
sweet
people won't really
ones.
get that, but there was a good, like, looking at the camera.
Tender nipples with
Okay,
the
you need to
opacity
stop.
dropped down
You
to
need to stop.
50% nipples. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking.
Nipples that fade into the boob.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where they're not solid. It's
you
50,
like that?
It's 50% opacity. Do you know what I'm saying now?
I know what you're saying.
Soft nips. Anyways, Larry Nelson's wearing this stupid ass spirit hood with like, he looks like a bear. You can look this up. Search in Larry Herb. It's like on the front page of Google Images. We'll bring it up for everybody watching the video. It's right there.
Okay.
View image. So yeah, everyone's about to see it here. That's the photo in question. There's Chloe Dykstra with her sweet cans, and then there's dumbass Major Nelson.
What is he wearing?
It's called a spirit hood. It's just like a fucking. They come in bears and cats. You just wear it. That was
Isn't that like a big rave thing?
I don't think so.
I don't
Maybe. This was
Bracelets.
This was post E3, and he was like answering questions.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a man so cocky. He was like so full of himself after they had the worst E3 in human history, where everybody was
X-Bone.
losing their fucking mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is Major Nelson.
Interesting. All right. I don't like. I feel like I should know him, but I don't. And I don't know why.
He has like a bajillion fucking Twitter followers.
What I was gonna say is it's really funny because the Sony sort of hyped up this event, correct? Where they're like, there's gonna be so much cool stuff,
and Spike TV hyped it up because they want the ratings.
Yeah, and Jeff Keighley was all like
Dorito Pope,
humble god king of Doritos.
See, Major
I'd say.
Nelson has 600,000. Shuhei only has 98, but Shuhei's new on the scene.
Yeah,
But has
he
way
will
more
get there.
tweets. He tweets like crazy.
Yeah. But I was gonna say it's like the Microsoft one. I think they have Macklemore playing there. I'm almost certain that they have Macklemore playing there. That they've got some other.
Doing that pro-gay song, hopefully.
Hopefully, that's a good song. I'm not hating on Macklemore.
That's a great song.
I'm hating on the fact that Microsoft yet again they do this at E3 where they'll have who was at E3 this year? They had some stupid artist singing at E3 in their press event, and it's just like, why are you just doing this to like gloat and be like, look at all how much money we got? Woo! It's like,
did they do that at E3 or was that EA?
No, didn't Microsoft?
I
know
don't know.
EA did it as well.
Yeah, maybe Microsoft ended with somebody. I think you're right.
It was either, if it's not this year, maybe last
No,
year.
I think it was this year. They ended with like, and now this band is going to play some music.
Yeah, here's a performance by these people. Oh, what, you want video games? TV. TV.
And now the thing's coming out, and none of those fucking features are in the thing.
No, because there was such a backlash.
No, not because there was such a backlash, because none of it was ready. At E3, no,
what?
they don't have any of that stuff ready. Are you all the things they talked about on E3, where it's like Xbox fucking
Yeah.
watch the NBA
Do
and
this,
do
do
this.
that.
None of that's implemented yet.
What?
That's not ready.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
fucking Project Milo all over again. Talking about things that don't exist.
Yeah.
None of that stuff has been, is ready to go. And they didn't focus on games. Here's the
goodness.
thing coming out, and all it can do right now is games. Luckily, it does have good games coming out.
Well,
for
that's
it.
the thing. You were talking about how people were complaining about the launch lineup, but it's like, no, the Xbone and the PS4, they both have a
Well,
decent...
it's like, what the fuck else do you want? Right? Assassin's Creed
Mario.
4. No, Assassin's Creed 4. The Wii U had a terrible launch lineup.
What were their games?
Nothing.
Oh, right.
None of the main things. Like, what games? I can't even...
Super Mario Bros.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. That was the main thing. They had a bunch of other shit that
House
nobody
of the
played.
Dead.
Nintendo Land. Fucking yeah, Zombie U.
Zombie U.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. They
Yeah.
still have no fucking games for that thing. Wind Waker.
A
game that's 10 years old.
Wind Waker
Selfies.
is coming out.
That is out.
That is
It's been out for a while.
They've got the new Mario, Cat Mario, comes out next week, I think. Which
Sasha Mario.
everyone's saying really good things about. Surprisingly.
But I'm saying
still not enough to get me to buy
PlayStation
it.
4, what will appease you? Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Killzone 4, Need for Speed. All the fucking genres are covered.
I think...
Sports?
No, well, maybe. But I think Uncharted, how they had an Uncharted game.
This has a third-person exploration action adventure that's just like Uncharted. It's called Assassin's Creed fucking 4.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, they're just...
No, I'm just saying what would appease people.
Those are just ports.
Yeah. Those are...
There are so many good games. But I'm saying, like, of course, there's what you'll want more. It's like, well, yeah, if that's the case, I want Last Guardian, I want this. But no, I'm saying for what's there, out of those 24 games, there's like 5 or 6 games that I'd be like, yeah, these are all games that I want to play. Yeah.
Battlefield looks great. Need for Speed looks fun. Assassin's Creed, I wish I cared about those games, but I don't.
Give a fuck about that, but a lot of people do. But even Ghosts, I wouldn't mind playing.
Ghosts, I was like, whatever. But
it's Call of Duty, but I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. And then there's all the great indie games. In terms of the PS4 stuff, there's so many indie games. There's Resogun. There's that.
Is that how it's pronounced?
What?
Is that how that game is pronounced?
Resogun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe.
I've been saying Resogun.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I don't know. I've been saying Resogun.
I thought it was Resogun.
Could be.
God, what's that game called? There's one where you play. It's like this.
Contrast.
Maybe. Is that the one where you're playing the shadow stuff? Yeah, that game looks fantastic.
Yeah, and that's free.
Is it?
Yeah, Resogun and Contrast are both free for PlayStation Plus people.
Oh, that's great.
Which everyone gets a free card for PlayStation Plus, so it's free for everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Resogun, looks like a ton of fun. I saw, what's his name, Stephen Totilo of Kotaku tweeting, Xbox 360's launch, I got Geometry Wars, and PlayStation 3's launch, I got Super Stardust, and PS4's, I'm getting Resogun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you an editor-in-chief and when you don't know that Super Stardust was not a launch title for PS? It came out a year after. It's like, I remember because I bought it when it came out because I went, this looks really cool, and I heard great things about it.
Yeah.
And it was one of the few fucking games that was 1080p. But how does he's editor-in-chief of Kotaku, and he's like, I got that at launch. I'm like, no, you didn't. It's a year that came out a year afterwards.
I'm trying to think of what came out at launch for PS3.
Heavenly Sword, Lair.
Lair.
Yeah, there are a lot of fucking stinkers in that. MotorStorm. Madden. NFL 07.
What is with the whole sports games not existing for the launch of this stuff?
What do you mean?
Well, just all the sports games, people have just been talking like they're not good.
That's always the case with the new thing. I think the only one that's good is like NBA Live. I've heard is good.
Which we only saw the dribbling for so long.
Yeah, I don't know if it is good. I just heard that it might be. But or NBA 2K. I don't know if they're both out. Whatever. But
who knows?
Well, and also they're not doing all the. Like, there's no NHL game coming out for. Nope. There's no Tiger Woods. There's lots of sports.
They dropped that. Tiger Woods is done.
Well, no, I'm saying like there's no golf experience. But because I played NHL 14 for our SuperRoboPlay. I did a solo of the demo, and I thought that was hot fucking garbage. But I do like...
Yes.
Yeah, that game got fucking hammered. I do like playing hockey games. I was thinking, man, I hope they do a good next-gen one. But EA has fucking slept on that franchise. I put that thing on. I put that thing on Reddit, and people on Reddit were like, "Yeah, that series sucks." And there's still people who love that series
because they love hockey.
Yeah, and that's the only reason. It's like, I like playing it because I like hockey, but it's the same fucking game. So hopefully the next gen stuff is good, but they don't put any money into it because they don't
There's
need
no competition.
to. No. Well, there was.
There was, but now it's like they're the only people providing
NHL
these games.
2K, the final edition had Ryan Kessler on the cover. Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, someone needs to make like a good sort of like Tecmo Bowl-esque game, or just a game where a fun doesn't use all the players
they
and stuff.
Have, what is it? NFL Blitz.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's football that's arcadey.
And those sell like well enough. Like,
no, that was a downloadable game that EA did.
Take it all back. EA's got a monopoly.
Well, they didn't even used to own Blitz, and then they bought the off Midway because Midway went belly up, and they're like, "That's ours now."
Yeah, now no one can compete with that.
What a thing to be like! Oh, your franchise has always competed with us. We own that now. But their Blitz game was actually pretty fun. And I like their whole card system. They've been doing a lot of stuff. That's tons of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of the newer sports games, FIFA started doing it in Ultimate Team. You get a deck of cards of different sports players. And it's like they only last for so long.
Yeah.
And you win games and you get more cards. You get to buy more packs.
Card games.
And you get to assemble your team based on these cards.
Oh yeah.
And you get really rare ones.
Now you know why I want to play Hearthstone.
But this is with NBA, NHL,
Whatever.
NFL. But the thing is, it balances the playing field because not everyone. If you play online, then it's like not everyone choosing the fucking Patriots or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I just want to say a little bit about the Uncharted trailer because we were talking about that.
Yes. I love how both you and I had the exact same thought when you texted me there.
Oh, that sounded like Michael C. Hall from Dexter.
Oh yeah, and I was just thinking like, he sounds like he's got his nose plugged or something. He's got sort of, but it sounded like Michael C. Hall.
Yeah, it sounded the same cadence, but a little bit deeper, a little bit more stuffed up.
I can't even do it. He's got such a particular
It was
voice.
not Michael C. Hall.
It was not.
But no, I wanted to say that it's interesting. More people have followed this guy since I realized who he was. No, the guy who in the trailer is this actor named Todd Stashwick, who's actually been in a ton of stuff. And has, like, you look at his filmography, it's like he's been in, like, this, a bunch of named things. So if you see this guy, you recognize him as in being in something that you've seen. But it's like, it's almost too big of an actor. Like, he has a bigger filmography than somebody like Nolan North.
Yeah.
So it's too big of an actor to me to hire just for like a small-time villain role, especially considering someone raised the point that every Uncharted trailer has had the protagonist speaking in it.
Yes.
That Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2 all have Nathan Drake talking, and this one doesn't. So we were both speculating that, like, I personally think it's going to be...
So I was thinking about this, remind me of all the Vince Vaughn photos.
Oh, fuck Vince Vaughn. Ugly fucker. How does he get movies?
Anyways,
for like a good half an hour, we were just looking at pictures of Vince Vaughn, which there are many of.
So many.
He looks so ugly and so fucking bald.
So little does he ever smile in those photos.
He's 6'5". He doesn't smile. He has 1 million bags under his eyes. He has 1,000 chins, and he's bald as fuck.
Yeah.
He looks like a goddamn Frankenstein.
I'm not even going to bring it up.
No, he looks like a fucking Frankenstein. How I found the great photos of him, you can't just search Vince Vaughn, because you'll find good photos of him. You have to search his wife's name, Kyla Weber, and that's where all the bad photos were, because there were just photos of him with his like wife next to him.
So unhappy.
He looked so unhappy.
But whenever he was alone or with like Owen Wilson, always happy.
Yeah.
So what's that saying about his marriage?
But I predict that the new Uncharted game, which is not currently called Uncharted 4, which is interesting.
Uncharted.
Yeah, I think that it will be a prequel based on what the trailer is showing, based on who's narrating it, based on the fact that the actor in question has done more work than Nolan North.
Well, and also look at Metal Gear Solid, how they're hiring such a huge, like, prolific actor.
Well, and this guy's even bigger than Kiefer.
Well, no, I'm saying...
In weight.
I'm saying that to hire someone that's, has a well-known presence, I think you're right in that he will have more importance than just being the villain. Yeah. It has to be. Absolutely.
I think he will be the protagonist. I think he will be Sir Francis Drake.
Yeah.
I think it will be a throwback. And I think Naughty Dog doing like a really cool swashbuckling pirate fucking game sounds so awesome.
Sword mechanics,
Swords, fucking cool ass different types of guns. And that it'll be like this throwback, and then the sequel.
It's like this is why Drake is the way he is, because he gets it from this guy.
Yeah. And the thing is that this guy Todd Stashwick, like, you listen to the thing, it sounds super ominous and super dark. Yeah. And Todd Stashwick has this background in improv comedy and sketch comedy, and it's like, no, here's a guy who can also be very wisecracking and just like Drake is.
It will be identical.
But this is all speculative. For all we fucking know, he could be, the bad guy, some guy that Drake screwed over 15 fucking years ago.
Or it's old Drake.
I don't know why they wouldn't get Nolan North.
Deeper voice.
Nolan North would be very pissed.
Old Drake. Why not? Or some people were saying it's like you're playing as Drake's kid.
In the future.
It's like... I don't know if that means technology has advanced. Yeah.
No, I think the prequel sounds good in the way that I was describing it, of just, this will be a prequel, Sir Francis Drake, and the way it ends and the story leads up to the sequel, which has Nathan Drake in it.
Yeah.
That we all know.
Time traveling.
Because now the way Naughty Dog, like before it was just like one team, and now they've splintered off into sort of two teams.
Yeah.
I think the game that is currently being developed, and this is all speculative, that because it doesn't quite make sense that Last of Us just came out. Yeah. That this game could have been this had to be the team that was working on Uncharted 3.
The new Uncharted game.
Yeah, the new one, Uncharted PS4, had to have been worked on by the Uncharted team, because the other team was working on fucking Last of Us.
Yes.
So it doesn't quite work out.
As it goes, Uncharted 2 is sort of like the best in the series, and then after that they sort of split the team so that there was a smaller team that worked on Uncharted 3, and then the Uncharted 2 team went to work on The Last of Us.
No, it's what happened is the director of Uncharted 2, I think they had 2 directors. It was Amy Hennig and Bruce Straley were the directors for it. And then Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann was either lead programmer. I always get them confused. They went off to do, Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann went off to do Last of Us.
Yeah.
Amy Hennig went on to do Uncharted 3 without those 2 guys.
Yeah.
And those Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley did Last of Us, and I believe Amy Hennig has just been working on this new Uncharted game.
Uncharted 4, yeah.
Meanwhile, those other 2 guys are probably working on whatever comes after Uncharted. Uncharted 5, whatever you want to call it.
Because I have to imagine they'll expand The Last of Us.
Because it sold so well.
It sold so well.
But the way that I think they'll do it is it won't be Joel and Ellie. It'll just be a new thing.
Yeah.
And it'll just be this great series of like just storytelling, just great storytelling within this world.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's like I hope that what they learned from Last of Us sort of translate into the new Uncharted game, because I think that would be fantastic to sort of have more.
The Last of Us 2 have a character who is infected with the clicker thing, and then like his last few days and him trying to get cured.
And I was even thinking, like, would it be so...
Like, we can't really talk about where that series goes without like spoiling it.
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil too many things, because I think a lot of people are going to be picking that up this holiday season. So hopefully more people will play that and it will continue to grow. No, I was going to say, I wouldn't even be surprised if Sony perhaps tries to do smaller projects. And like, what if you had, the next Uncharted game, not the one that they announced, like the big one, but the one after that, perhaps be a smaller $15 downloadable title.
Kind of like what Kojima's doing with Ground Zeroes.
Exactly, that it's... Rather than being like, let's spend 3 years building a game, it's like, let's spend a year building a really good, small, self-contained...
It's kind of like, rather than put out DLC after a game comes out,
yes,
you put the DLC out before the game comes out, which they've already done in games like Dead Rising, had that Dead Rising, I believe, Case Zero or Act Zero, where it came out beforehand.
Yeah.
But the problem with that was... I believe that entirely hurt their sales, from what I understand.
It did.
That people played that and went, oh, I got my fix, and they didn't buy the actual game.
Yeah,
so I don't think that'll be the case with Metal Gear Solid 5, because I think that is a dedicated...
story-driven game,
it's a dedicated fan base, and I think, like, Japanese audiences love that shit.
Yeah.
And they're
Western
going to...
audiences love it, too.
Well, it's like, I'm going to get both. Like, I could play Ground Zeroes, and whether I like it or dislike it, I'll still play the other one.
Yeah.
I just like that series so much. And that's just the way it is. People who are playing the Metal Gear Solid games now are people that have been with it for a long time, because it's such an involved game.
People can't get into it.
You can't just pick that game up and just be like, oh, all right. The only one that I think you can do that with is Peace Walker.
Which is good. I still need to play that.
Metal Gear Solid 3, which is the start of everything.
Yeah, I think this Christmas I'm going to finally try to tackle...
Peace Walker's excellent. Tons and tons of fun.
Yeah, because I think...
The mechanics of that game, and that's what I hope Ground Zeroes carries over, but I don't know that it will. But just that Peace Walker experience is just such like a fun, like the game elements are what really work, as opposed to like the story's great, but the game elements are excellent in a way that the Metal Gear games hadn't done before.
Yeah, so I think I'll get that sort of as like a precursor to all the Metal Gear stuff that's coming next year.
Well, because it's literally it goes like Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes follows immediately after Peace Walker.
Yeah.
So it's like you need the Peace Walker story, because Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain are both connected to that.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before, I think, that the whole series is sort of building up to Big Boss and Snake coming together. Because
people still talk about like how even Ground Zeroes, where they announced that like you can play as polygonal Snake.
Who's going to voice him? I don't think anybody's going to fucking voice him.
No, people are already saying it's
David Hayter.
It's not.
Oh,
it's not
Kiefer Sutherland.
It is Kiefer Sutherland.
I don't think I think the moments in where you can play as classic Snake, where he looks like a fucking PlayStation 1 character. Yeah. I think those are just gameplay elements. Because the thing is, like, and then whenever it cuts to the cutscene, like in a lot of games where it's like if you have like even The Last of Us, you can use different costumes, but when it cuts to a cutscene, the costumes aren't there, because that's the case for a lot of things. Yeah. I think it'll be that way with Ground Zeroes.
Donut Drake.
Yeah,
I think those actually stay in the cutscenes.
Yeah, just because of how they did them.
So funny. So funny when it's done right.
I don't think it can be all of them. There's some that are just like straight up cutscenes.
Yeah. So there's the nicer ones.
Yeah.
But no, I still think that what we've talked about, where it's like, no, David Hayter's going to come back and he will play Solid Snake.
Solid Snake.
And Kiefer Sutherland.
We've talked, like, it doesn't make sense. It would seem ridiculous.
Yeah.
If it was a man talking to himself.
Yeah.
And they both look the same. It would be ludicrous.
Yeah.
Well, the same way that David Hayter also doesn't voice Liquid Snake, despite the fact that they're, like, clones. Even though they shouldn't sound the same based on how they are clones, with the dominant recessive genes types of thing. They're not twins. Like, they're just, what are you fucking...
Sorry, just Adam, I don't want to pay attention to what's going on the Twitch thing, but Adam was just saying those things on your chest, and then he's saying Twitch TV / ONIPS, and it's like, is there something...
No, we were talking about Chloe Dykstra.
And that was so long ago, he just put that there.
Oh.
So I don't know.
No, because he's replying to that stupid comment. Shut up, everybody. We'll get to the streams and we'll address your things later.
Right now it's just us doing a show.
CastPod.
Yeah, which I realized I never took a mental note of when we started this, and there's nothing anywhere to tell us how long we've been.
We'll just know.
Yeah, I think around 8:15-ish.
We'll know.
Is when. And then probably around 9 we're going to be doing...
Yeah, there's still lots to talk about, because we saw Thor. We saw Thor too.
Oh yeah, let's review Thor. So, with the PS4...
No, it's too... we also did the Dark Souls thing, and I don't want to touch on that just yet.
Yeah.
But, no, me and Chris, when we all played Dark Souls, it was myself...
Dark Souls 2 beta.
Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2. Do the do.
Bark says bite. No, it was myself, Jason, Adam, and Chris. We were all on a Skype call with each other playing Dark Souls, and Jason bowed out early because it was past his bedtime.
I was so tired.
Adam then bowed out because he was super tired, and Chris was also tired and drunk. I was the only person who woke up at like 10 right before the beta started.
Because that's a reasonable time to get up.
I had a nice nap, and I was like, I'll be ready to go because I was smart. I was like, I'll have a nappy poo. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the beta. Everyone else
does not work
so
for me.
Fucking sleepy.
Because it was 2 or 3 in the morning.
No, it was 1 when you went to bed. It was 1 in the morning.
I left at 1. Everyone else left at like 2 or 3.
Everyone else finished the beta.
Whatever.
But no, me and Chris had a long talk about Thor because he saw it, and then
he did.
Yeah, and then we talked about fucking X-Men. Talked about X-Men. We talked about Hunger Games and how bad the fucking Hunger Games is because a new one's coming out.
Isn't it out?
No, it comes out next week.
What do I know? So let's get
apparently it's a lot better than the first one.
Quick overview of Thor before we get into spoilers.
Lord of the Rings meets... There's no spoilers. Lord of the Rings meets Star Trek meets Star Wars.
Meets the Game of Thrones.
Meets at the Addams Family.
Da 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 da.
Da 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 da.
So what was Thing?
I don't know, a hand or something.
Yeah, Thor 2. I walked out. I was thoroughly pleased.
Walked out of that movie an hour early too because you're sleepy?
Yeah, I was like...
fucking problem, dude.
Like, goodbye.
You're getting fucking hammered.
I think Natalie Portman looked pristine in that movie.
Fucking misogynist.
I
pristine.
think Thor's hair
like a lake.
Didn't look as good. I still think Thor 1, his hair looked the best because it was actually his hair and it wasn't long yet. And then he was like, I'm not growing my hair out because I don't think he can. So they have him wearing a wig. And I think in the Avengers, it did not look good. This one, it looked better, but the hair still didn't look that good.
This fucking misogynist.
Just saying, gotta get in that hair game, you know? It was in a fun movie. It was. I don't think it was better than Iron Man 3.
I think it was.
I think I enjoyed Iron Man 3 more.
I think Iron Man 3 is snappier because it's just that's the universe they're in. You couldn't make an Iron Man 3-esque film about Thor. It wouldn't make no sense.
No, and that's the thing.
The only parts of the Thor movie that I didn't like was everything with Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
The fuck was she doing in that movie? Get out of there.
The whole sequence with her and the intern and the professor, whatever his name is, I don't know, the guy who gets mind controlled by Loki in Avengers. It felt
in the
really
movies, his name is Eric Selvig.
Sure.
Or Eric Brell Selvig. Yes.
it felt really out of place. Like, it kept just messing, like, things were just going great, stuff was happening, and it was like, Kat Dennings and the intern. You like that, right, guys? And it's like, no!
So many clips of, like, fucking Eric Selvig running around Stonehenge naked. And to, like, get laughs. I'm like, this is a serious mental health problem.
Yeah, and all the pills, it's like, are we supposed to laugh at this?
Yeah.
There were some weird other things, like, there's a certain...
That's Loki's greatest crime.
What?
Fucking with that man's head. That's the reason he's like that, because Loki was in there.
Yeah. There's such a funny scene where it's like, something happens, and then something else happens.
Wow, that's comedy.
And it's like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, I'm like, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil things. But no, there's little odd beats with the comedic timing of stuff, which is sort of like, Kat Dennings, either, take off the scarf, get out of here.
Kat Dennings has some fat knockers. I'm not going to be polite about it like I was with Chloe Dykstra. Kat Dennings has some fat ones. As I like to call them, they are Kat's Dennings. Those are her Dennings up there. And boy, that is a grand slam. Denny's.
Oh!
What?
I don't know.
Her tits are fucking huge. They're getting fucking hammered. Thor's hammer. She has huge tits. That's what I'm trying to get at, everybody.
They do a good job.
They covered them up the entire movie there was never even a shot like where she was wearing anything that covered like
she was always outside London.
Yeah, and her entire body was covered up.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you hire this shitty actress if you're gonna cover up the goods?
God, that intern played no significance.
Oh, he's a superhero.
Oh, of course.
No, I'm serious. The character that he plays, the character's name, I looked up afterwards.
What?
Magneto.
What?
That's his Magneto.
I thought with my mind.
That's Professor X.
That's the guy from Power Rangers.
All right.
Ranger.
Whoa, what's happened? Stream's down. Stream's dead.
Going to sleep. Like that photo of
Chloe Dykstra's sweet nips. Seriously, Google Chloe Dykstra's nips. I just watched the show Chris Hardwick. You know Chris Hardwick?
No, let's talk about Thor.
Chris Hardwick from the Nerdist Network.
Yeah.
He has his own show now on Comedy Central every night called At Midnight.
Okay.
I tuned in because Howard Kramer's on, and I love Howard Kramer.
Of course.
Getting fucking hammered. Dragon Boy Suede. No, At Midnight is like this fucking bad like comedy show where it's the way it works. It's like a game show.
Okay.
All based around social media, and like Chris Hardwick's the host, and they'll have 3 comedians on who are all making jokes, and like he'll bring up some pop culture thing, and they got to come up with jokes on the fly, and they get points based on the jokes. But it's like all the jokes are done.
So it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, but
no, it's like fucking Jeopardy. He just brings something up, and then they
have to buzz in.
They buzz in, and they do a joke based on what it is, and they get points based on that.
So that'll be around for 3 months?
No, it just got picked up for 40 weeks.
What?
It's a daily show. It happens literally after Daily Show, Colbert Report at midnight. So but
if it's a daily thing, you can only go through so many comedians before you've cycled through everyone.
Well, no, you don't need to. You can bring people back, and you can have like regular favorites and stuff. Which, like, I'd love to see Howard Kramer back. He had some funny jokes, but I fucking hate Chris Hardwick. That show is terrible. And I saw Tim Heidecker tweeting about it.
And saying, he was just like...
No, Tim Heidecker was like, everybody needs to fucking stop with these stupid at midnight hashtags. Because they'll do, like, special hashtags. Because
they'll get on, like, the show.
What?
They'll get on the show.
Like, people will, and his, like, Tim Heidecker's comedian friends or whatever. Yeah. And Tim Heidecker was pissed about it. I don't know if he was really...
I want to be on the show.
I don't think he does.
Probably not.
But yeah, I just can't stand Chris Hardwick because I just don't think he's funny. Again, watch what I have to say. People who follow me were real-life friends of Chris Hardwick, and I don't want to get into him.
Well, you're not hating him. You're just...
I fucking hate that guy.
Well, now you've dug yourself into a hole you can't get out of.
But I still want him to find out that I hate him.
Well...
Because I will meet him one day.
I don't think...
I'll steal his bitch.
Streaming live and then later uploading this onto iTunes is the best way to not have someone find out about.
I fucking hate that guy.
Wow. I hate it. That's
I hope he gets fucking hammered.
Strong language.
No, he just reeks to me of like a Paul Milliard type or a Mike Litz type.
Name dropping.
Who just thinks...
All these people that...
I don't give a fuck.
No one will know
them
who
too.
They are. Wow.
Just someone who thinks they're funny but is never ever funny. Someone who just like puts it out there and is like, I'm being funny right now, or just they think they have a cadence, or they think because they're laughing, they're giggling a bit at their own thing, that it makes it funny. And it's like, Chris Hardwick has never once made me laugh. I watched this stand-up special and I wanted to kill myself. It was fucking hammered.
It was that bad.
Oh, I hated that shit. And John Hodgman. John Hodgman had a terrible stand-up special. Been watching a lot of stand-up specials lately. Mark Maron had one. It's on Netflix.
Pretty good, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I don't normally care for Mark Maron's stand-up, but it wasn't really a stand-up set. It was just him up there
talking.
Yeah, talking, and like the things that he was touching on, I was like, so many times I was like, yeah, I really agree with that.
Yeah.
He had a whole bit about how atheists are just huge assholes. Like he gets that Christians are sort of wingnuts or bad or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'd much rather be around a Christian person for like 15 minutes than be around an atheist for any amount of time. Because it's like, at least Christian people are generally nice people.
Yeah.
Atheists are these cynical, bitter people. And he has this whole bit about it.
Yeah.
And he's like a Jew who's sort of not really labeled on anything anymore. Like he's an atheist, doesn't go to a fucking temple or anything anymore. Yeah. But he had a whole bit about that, and I agree with that. That usually, Christians are just nice people.
And look at
the atheists I see on the internet are fucking assholes.
Oh.
I have no time for that shit.
Yeah, it's really bad.
They're worse. They're so filled with hate and vitriol, and it's like, why would I want to be around that either?
Yeah.
It's like you're worse than the crazy evangelical Christians.
Like, sure, you don't believe in a giant man in the sky, but you're making life miserable.
Yeah, for yourself
and for the people around
yeah,
you.
exactly. What if we
I don't know.
say the same words?
Synchronized there.
Mind melding. But that's a great stand-up special. That's Mark Maron, Thinky Pain. I usually don't like his stuff, but that was great. And as well, Aziz Ansari has a special on Netflix.
But weren't you complaining how it was all
Pretty
the same?
bad.
Yeah, all the same jokes. That
if you've never seen a special, you've never seen him do stand-up, maybe you'll like it. I've seen him do stand-up a fair bit, and he was reusing old material on it.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts.
And I guess some people they run out of things.
Well, they want to use their best material.
Yeah, which there's nothing wrong again.
But it's like, no, this is Louis C.K. will do a brand new hour, new stuff, and then he'll retire the stuff. You'll never see him do that again.
Yeah.
Because he knows, I'm going to watch this, and why would I want to hear him tell the same jokes again?
Yeah.
Same with Aziz Ansari. He's doing stuff I've heard him do before. And it's like, if you're not going to take the time to do new material, then I'm not going to take the time to fucking watch it.
Yeah, no point.
So yeah, that's Thor 2 for you.
Yeah, Thor 2, guys. Go watch it.
No, it was great. I thought it was way better than Thor 1. I thought it was one of the best Marvel movies.
I kind of missed all like the Dutch angles.
Fuck the duck angles. But I'm very stoked for Captain America. I think that's going to be amazing.
That was so good that it started the movie with that.
I asked Chris if that started that way for him, and he said no.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't show the whole Captain America sequence.
He said they didn't even show a trailer.
God, I was so confused for those first like 30 seconds.
Our thing just started up with Captain America, a scene from Captain America.
We're sitting there. It's like feature presentation. It's like, all right, movie's about to start. Dim the lights. Everything's going great. We got, it's Captain America. I guess this is like the little... I didn't know. He knew what was going on.
I'd already seen that, on the internet.
I hadn't seen
that. Clip from Captain America in an elevator as slowly more and more men get into the elevator.
You could...
And Captain America's a fucking super soldier. What were you guys thinking?
Yeah, he's like
literally, this is their strategy. It's like, why not just like...
We're going to get him in an elevator.
Why not just get one guy behind him and shoot him in the fucking skull? That's all it would take. Instead, we're slowly just going to pile more and more militia in there.
Which doesn't look suspicious.
Yeah.
At all.
To this man who's a super soldier. It's like, no, just wait until he goes to sleep and then shoot him in the skull. That's all you need to do.
Or just pile those men in and then have one of them just... None of this magnet... We're going to...
Have one of them come in
and get him stuck up against the...
He has a briefcase that just has a bomb in it. Just leave it there and blow him up.
Yeah.
Make it look like a terrorist attack. Like
Press the stop button. Blow everything up.
Yeah. There's a million ways that they could have done it. They chose the worst way to do it. Captain America made you look like fools.
Yeah, and usually your suspension of disbelief can sort of like, all right, but it's just like...
Well, no, I love that scene. That scene is just like tension, tension, and then just like great
release.
Fight. Well, yeah, an amazing like action. I love how it ends too. His shield's on the ground, stomps on it, grabs it. It's like,
and it's like the way he does it, he's like, his hands are in, it's like... what the
I
hell?
think the shield is 100% CGI
Yes,
there.
it is.
So he's just like,
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie looks great.
I still find, you and I were laughing how Thor 2 ends, and they've come to the point now where they have like the credits that aren't really credits, that are still part of the movie sort of credits.
Just like expensive animated credits.
So that people will continue to watch that. The lights don't come up, and then people can stay and watch like the post-credit thing.
Yeah. Well, people were walking out.
People are still... How many years has the whole Marvel thing been around now?
Well, it's like the reason this whole fucking movie exists is because of the post-credits things, you fucking imbeciles.
People, I'd say over half the audience left.
Yeah.
Left
before the first one.
Before the first, the lights are not on yet. The credits are going, but they're the animated ones, and they're all, like, stylized.
Yeah.
People are leaving.
And then, yes, they missed that thing, and that was a cool precursor to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very, very cool.
Like that, I had more questions about. Like that's just, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like, what are you guys doing?
The people in the
Well,
that's just like, well, that doesn't make any sense what you just did, but all right.
Yeah.
I think the actual setup, the characters in it, very cool. Very fun.
Set up for Guardians of the Galaxy, which is proving to be very awesome.
Yeah.
It makes me like curious, like what's the next like promo gonna be?
Yeah.
About like I assume we're gonna start seeing the actual Guardians of the Galaxy.
I have to
because at Comic-Con they showed like an actual like sizzle reel, and it's like, when are we gonna see these guys?
Yeah. Well, they had just started filming at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Or like prior a week.
At Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con, they're like, we're doing it live, guys.
Well, and the interesting thing is like Chris Pratt, lead of Guardians of the Galaxy, lead in the Lego movie, which also looks amazing.
Yes.
They're doing Jurassic World, is what they're calling it.
Yes, I heard about this.
And apparently Chris Pratt is in talks to be the lead in Jurassic World.
He's sort of like on the up and up, eh?
Yeah.
He's doing that Vince Vaughn movie about the 522 babies.
538 or whatever it was.
If he is not revealed to be Vince Vaughn's son in that movie, I will eat my sock.
Vince Vaughn is like 8 years older than Chris Pratt.
But he comes off when he's clean shaven like that. Like he comes off as like early 20s.
There's not a universe where I think that Vince Vaughn could be Chris Pratt's dad. No more than I think that Vince Vaughn could play Owen Wilson's dad. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
It does. Mark my words in that movie.
Mark Maron words.
It will happen. I swear to God. But no, he's really on the up and up. So that's cool.
Well,
that's
yeah,
cool
if
to
he
see
gets
him.
Jurassic World, that'll be big.
Yeah. Now, in his role as Guardians of the Galaxy, is he going to be all
playing
makeup?
Star-Lord. No, he looks like a human.
So he's going to look like... So that'll be good for him.
He has a mask.
That's fine, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays, I believe it's Peter Quill, also known as the Star-Lord. Basically plays like a Han Solo type.
Yeah.
Like a sort of rogue guy. And the Guardians of the Galaxy...
stars out of his chest.
Yeah.
Can he?
No!
I don't know.
Getting fucking hammered. Yeah, and then there's like Zamora or Gamora, I can't remember. There's Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Deschanel.
All green and hot. So she's always
Green.
in some color. Well, she was blue before.
Yeah.
They got Batista from the WWE playing Drac or some shit. Some big muscular guy.
Yeah.
They got Groot, who's a gigantic tree, being voiced by Vin Diesel.
Who's it going to be?
Who has one line in the movie, apparently. That's it.
What?
He's a tree. He doesn't talk. He's like a big tree. The one line that he has.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, no, it's not stupid.
But I want the D's.
And then, yeah, Rocket Raccoon, played by Bradley Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's shaping up to be cool.
Yeah. It's going to be a good movie. I think. I hope so.
Marvel, fuck them.
Marvel
there's also the news of the Netflix stuff, too.
What do you mean?
That they have all these shows coming to Netflix, Marvel.
Oh, yeah, all the
Daredevil,
Marvel stuff.
fucking Julia Jones, whatever.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, Black Panther, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they just announced that Drew Goddard, who wrote Cloverfield and wrote Let Me In, Well, he did one more thing too, but Drew Goddard, who wrote Cloverfield, which is a personal favorite movie of mine, he's going to be writing the Daredevil TV show.
I just don't care about that character at all, though.
It depends on who they get to play Daredevil. They got to get someone big to play Daredevil, and in my mind, they should be able to get someone big, because who wouldn't be like, put me in, coach?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'll be some like TV guy. They'll get someone like a name guy, because there'll be some like movie tie-in.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, someone need a lawyer? Well, I'm here. Blindy the lawyer.
Hello. Oops.
Fuck.
Series ends. Are they going to do it in the same vein that they did the other Netflix series? So they had their like only Netflix show. What was that called?
Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
In the vein of what? In what sense?
They did The Newsroom. Was that the Netflix thing?
Oh, it's HBO.
I don't know. I thought Netflix had, I don't know. I thought Netflix had its own like show that came out that was only on Netflix.
Orange is the New Black.
Okay, so it was that then. Where did they release all those
at once?
Yeah, so it's gonna be probably the same thing then.
And they also did House of Cards, which was only on Netflix.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of, House of Cards.
And Arrested Development.
But nobody cared about that.
A lot of people cared about that, but that came and went. There was tons of buzz, and then the moment it came out, everyone shut up about it, because who fucking cares?
Everyone's like, oh, this
Everyone
isn't how
thinks
I
I
remember
like
it.
Arrested Development. I don't like Arrested Development. Everyone needs to quit assuming that I like it. I don't like it.
I thought you were a huge fan, though.
I think it
The Blues
insists
Family?
upon itself. Exactly what Peter Griffin said about The Godfather. I think fucking Arrested Development insists upon itself. It thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's not fucking funny.
It's funny, I think. I don't remember. I can't.
It's moderately witty at times. That is the extent of it.
Whoa.
I don't care about it anymore about that.
Alrighty then. I'm trying to think of what else we sort of missed in these past few weeks. Is there anything big that we've done for the channel?
Rob Ford.
I don't even want to talk about Rob Ford.
He smokes crack.
I think too many people are paying attention to Rob Ford. I think it's blown out of proportion. I think there's more important things to be discussed.
I think someone's got to take him out. That's official SuperRoboPlay stance. Someone's got to take him out of the equation.
That's Alex Hanley only. He's committing treason with that statement.
If one of the political parties in Toronto wants to get in contact with me, I'll take him out of here.
The mayor...
For the city of Toronto.
That has nothing to do with the political parties, though. They're their own thing.
Toronto.
As a previous Torontonian, it makes me upset.
Fucking kill him.
A lot of Americans are saying, like, why can't you just repeal him? Why can't you just get him out of there? And it's like, well, we don't work that way here in Canada.
No, you can, but it would be such a long, laborious process.
Costs money.
And, no, it'd be a long, laborious process. And by the time that was done, his term would have been long.
Yeah.
He's not going to get reelected.
No. Or maybe they're going to be crazy and maybe they'll be like, this was a fun show. Let's reelect him. Why not?
What a fucking nut job.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely insane. The fact that he's not stepping down, it's just like, wow, you've got balls of steel. Or balls of coke. It's probably more accurate. Crack cocaine.
Oh, that woman who said that she said I wanted to eat her pussy. That's not true. I got enough of that at home with my wife. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Walks off.
Yeah.
Wearing a fucking football jersey. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Fucking Toronto Argonauts came out and said, we do not support this. We also do not appreciate that he was wearing one of our jerseys.
Yeah.
We do not support any of this.
Ford came out to him and was like, you need to stop using our goddamn logo.
It was for his supporters. People who support him are wearing like t-shirts that say Ford on them. And Ford was like, fucking stop that.
Yeah.
We don't support this crackmonger.
Yeah. It just upsets me that it is a worldwide thing, that everyone cannot stop talking about it. It's like...
It's one of the biggest cities on the planet, and the fucking mayor is a crack fiend.
Yeah.
Who does prostitutes, smokes weed. There's a whole video of him where he looks like a fucking crack menace, the one where he's talking about beating the fuck out of somebody, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Where he looks cracked out of his mind fucking talking about, just give me 10, 15 minutes with him. Oh, I'll fucking grab his throat. I'll tear his fucking throat out.
Yeah.
How is he still in power?
Because
someone's got to take him out.
Well, we don't need to kill him. We just need to take his crack away. And then he'll just go into a withdrawal.
No, he has alcohol, he has tons of stuff. And
just take it all away from him.
Eating his wife's pussy.
Yeah,
how does a fucking politician say pussy in a press conference as he basically drops the mic after that and walks off. He's wearing a fucking football jersey. What is going on? What's going on in Canadian politics? Or you can say that woman who said I want to eat her pussy. I don't want to eat her pussy. I'm gonna eat my wife's pussy.
I had nothing at home.
Fucking walks off. All the reporters are like, what is happening?
Yeah. at this point, it's like, is he getting paid by Harper or Obama just to take, I don't know, the heat off
Fucking
other political situations?
The Obamacare website not working.
Yeah. Isn't the rate of people actually applying for it like super low? Like so low that everyone's like,
the website doesn't fucking work. That's why.
Yeah, so get
Worse
on
than
that,
Google.
Obama.
Get Google to do it. Google Plus integration.
Maybe Batkid can get on that and fix that.
Hey, Batkid. Boom. Take out Rob Ford.
Do it, Batkid. You gotta.
No one could. If he killed Rob Ford, everyone would be like, "Yeah, Batkid."
Oh man, people would be
he would be a real hero at that point.
Well, except that goes against like Batman's code.
But he takes out the mask and he's like, "I'm not Batman. I'm not Batkid.
Yeah.
I'm Cancer Boy.
I'm Cancer Kid." Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, that kid looks weird without his mask. I saw him without the mask.
Yeah, it's like, put the mask back on.
Yeah, put the mask back on before you kiss me, Batkid.
Yeah, did you get a kiss from the damsel in distress he
I think
saved?
he's too young to care. Maybe on the cheek or some shit.
Does she have leukemia now?
Yeah. That's how it works.
Shit. That sucks. Brutal.
Someone I know who got an STD, and I'm like, well, that's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
It's not a bad one, but...
Alex, was it you?
No, but not a bad one, but high up there.
Not a bad one, but high up there. I'm trying to...
There's some that you just need a shot and it goes away. This isn't one of them.
Oh, no. But it's not the one where it's like, you're gonna die. It's just like, no, you're gonna have a miserable life.
Oh, it's up there. That's all I'll say about that, because I don't know where they are or if they're watching this. But
Adam, was it you?
Well, it's not Adam, but it's one of the ones that isn't good. Starts with a letter and ends with another letter, as most words do. But that was quite a shitty hand that was dealt.
Yeah. Kids, be safe, be smart with the sex. Get
this
tested.
is one of those ones that you can't detect it.
You can't detect it. So what does it
Harry
do
Potter
then?
wearing the invisibility cloak, walking through the Hogwarts halls. Keyword warts. Good night, everybody.
Oh.